Alright, so we're going to talk about heads a little bit. Or, okay, hard cut. Start to the beginning. Alright. We're here to talk about head. How to make it work best in any situation. Something like that. I don't know. Anyway, alright, so discussion on heads. So we started talking about this. This is a stock pearl head. Ooh, if I talk into it, I can hear it. Can you hear that? The pearl logo here means very little. The Remo logo right here means a little bit more. These are Remo heads, but they are shit Remo heads. Sorry, gotta be real. So what I was gonna say to anyone who needs who buys a new drum kit and you get your stock heads, you load them on, you get them tuned up and everything. And I can do videos of me playing this, and I'll probably do some more tomorrow. The thing is, the one stock head that you want to keep, and I said this in the first video that I made, is that boy right there. That is the one good boy. That is the one good boy amongst the whole bunch. The rest of them, nah, not so much. You're definitely going to want to replace first your top head on both or all of your toms, rack and floor toms. You're going to want to replace those immediately. Like really immediately. And get yourself a pack of moon gels. Don't be a... What world do we live in where you haven't heard of moon gels already and you don't know how to use them? Just get yourself a head that you think is just this much too ringy for the shell, and then get yourself some moon gels. And guess what? You can use scissors on them. It's not that bad. You can get whatever sound you want. I'm not a brand asshole. I generally play, and I've said this before, I generally play Evans across the board, with the exception of Aquarian on the kick drum. However, I'm not a complete asshole. The kit that I have right now has a 16 by 16, a 24 by 14, and 13 by 9, with my snare, current snare that I'm using with it is a 14 by 8. And I'm thinking, like, let's get old school with this. Let's party. Let's get some Remos. I've always done Evans across the toms every time. The super kick 1 or 2 on the drum, on the bass drum, every time. Snare, I've changed a little bit here and there. I've done a little Aquarian, a little bit of Remo. I've done a lot of different Evans, and whatever. But this time I think it's Remo season. I want that old school sound, and I'm gonna try. And if it doesn't work, then I'll be darned. I already know what I'm gonna do next. So again, the first things that I would do with a new drum set is replace this bass drum head. That's the first thing to go, right there. for me. I'm replacing that right away. If this wasn't pre-used, if this was like new for you and you didn't know anything about it, I would put that first and then the bass drum. That's how important the snare is. However, because I know what's up with this one, bass drum first. I'm gonna get the batter head for the bass drum. I'm gonna get the batter head for the snare drum. I'm gonna get the batter head and the batter head for both toms. And I'm going to replace all of the batter heads first, and probably the resonant head for the snare. If it, I'm going to look at it. If it looks like it, if it looks in any way like it's used, I'm going to replace it. I want to start nice and fresh with this. And I think anyone who's got a new kit should give themselves the chance to start so fresh. Which is why new heads are such a huge deal. Because literally, it's like if you play guitar and you're playing like old dirty strings that are covered in rust versus playing like fresh brand new strings. Or, I don't know. It makes it seems like a small deal. It makes a huge difference. I'd rather play a drum with cheap wood and nicely tuned, cared for heads than a $2,000 drum set with absolute garbage heads that haven't been bothered to be tuned. All day, every day. Hands down. They will record better, they will sound better live, they'll sound better in the jam room, they'll be more inspirational every time. Because that kind of care can't be faked. On the other hand, you get this one right here. That one, that's a legit head. They don't make bullshit versions of that, so when you get the kit, that one's going to be legit. This one came with the pre-cut hole. You're inside the drum. I have a light in here. So the nice thing about the pre-cut hole is, I think in general, the purpose of having the hole in the resonant head is to allow the bass drum mic to be moved either inside, outside, or in between the bass drum resonant head. And the hole allows that, whereas a completely covered head does not allow the mic inside of it at all, and a completely open head does not allow for the frequencies that having a resonant head implies having, which is why we generally do that. Which, for the record, if you didn't know, having a resonant head is going to add some volume, it's going to add some sustain, it's going to add to the ability to change and keep and whatever, a certain pitch or tone or whatever. Benefits of having a cut hole in your bass drum, everything. And I'm not even going to go into detail on that. You can Google it. What I want to tell you is, have you seen you slide it into the hole, and it's got a pre-done hole that slides in. It's got about 5 inches of plastic, and those things, they slide into that hole. They sit there, You put the bass drum mic right in the middle of them things, and it sounds perfect every time. I don't own one yet, but I'm gonna find one, because every show will sound impeccable. Again, it's like you take that Audix D12, I think, and then like and like you get it, anywhere between almost the way in and half the way in, and suddenly your bass drum sounds like Jesus Christ. I'd call that a pretty high review. What is that, a 7.77 out of 5 stars? So definitely, for sure, heads, improve your heads. Remos are old school. If you're used to old school sounds, you're just going to want to go with Remos, and they're probably going to give you what you want. Evans is a little more exploratory if you want to really get into the nitty-gritty of what each sound is going to be individually like. Evans is terrific. Aquarian makes, in my opinion, the best bass drum heads in the world, and they do not fail in either the tom or snare department. Their snare heads are very, honestly, all three. Remo also, all three make great snare heads. It's what you want for the job. It's what you want for the job. Find the right thing, order it up, rock it out. So, long story short, stock heads, not what you want, except for that guy with the logo on the front. Stock heads are kind of nonsense. It's nice that they give them to you so you can rock out for a weekend before you throw together the money, go back, buy the drum heads you forgot to buy when you bought the drum set, like a dipstick, because you knew that you were going to buy new drum heads for this, and you even knew that you were going to go Remo and try something new, and you still didn't do it. And you knew that it was a 24-inch bass drum, and you don't have spare 24 inches sitting around like the other ones. Don't be a dipstick. Anyway, I'd like to thank you for watching this. This one's been about heads. The last one, I think, was about wood. So I love to talk about hardwood, and I love to give advice about head. Look at that. Bye, everybody. Oh, if you want to see the trick, inside of here is a light that I haven't even taken out of the packaging, and when you shove it inside of there, on top of that pillow, it gets kind of bright. Yeah. So, make your drums glow. Make your dreams grow. Have a great day. Have a great night. Wherever you are. Good morning or good night. Sleep tight.